All right, let's make some coffee. Good morning. It's Labor Day. This is to celebrate my 8 years of living in a van. So let's get to the process and make some coffee. Oh, by the way, we are drinking some Death Wish coffee here. Here, 200. I know a lot of people like AeroPresses. I don't know. Not my thing, I guess. Maybe it's the mess, especially living in a van, trying to clean out the grounds. I know they have filters and stuff, but you gotta wash all that stuff out and try to get all the grounds out. I don't know. Just not my thing. I like a good pour over. Nothing beats a pour over. All right. I don't like my coffee completely black, but just a dash of cream will do it. We're digging in the fridge here, trying to find the half and half. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Get some half and half here. Mugs. Kind of taking up the Cricut crafting, I guess. You guys like? I don't know. Maybe I'll make some for everybody. Who knows? Or at least the stickers, anyways. You can put them on your own mugs. We don't need this anymore. We're close. All right. And see, this is what I like about not having AeroPress. I can just take out the filter, toss it in the trash, pour some nice hot coffee. Oh, it's pretty close, pretty close. Put a little water in here, rinse it out. Add a little creamer. Straws here. That. Put this right here and let it cool down a bit. My flap goes away. And here is some outside right now. Okay, so this is kind of like the under the bed and storage area. Kind of need my table here. So we'll take the table. Put the electrical back. It's heavy. And let's get this set up. Take a look. There's a lot of van lifers here, people like regulars that come here. It's a little overcast. Oh, you know. All right, let's get this set up. I think you can see that okay. But this is just your basic lagoon table. Unlock that. Unlock this. Table. And this right here is the mount you can buy. I got it off eBay, or not eBay, Etsy. If you want a link, let me know. Interested? It's actually really cool. It allows you to use your swivel chair and stuff like that to set up your phone or set up your table here. So let's do this. That goes in probably somewhere around here. Tighten that up. This goes on top here. Like that, and it swivels. Okay, hey, I'm Ben from Vanlife Culture, and we're just hanging out, chat. Like I said, we're starting this new vlog, figuring out what we're gonna do. I know a lot of friends have been telling me to, like, you know, I should start posting stuff, and I do so much, and I never record it. I guess, you know, even going to concerts and stuff like that, I've always been not the camera guy. You know, I take pictures in here and there. That's really not like interfering with like the event or anything I'm at. I like to be present at the moment in time, enjoy everything. You spend a lot of money to go things and go places and do things, and just to have your camera out taking video of everything that you're doing takes away from the point of actually going and enjoying the event or whatever you're doing. So bear with me as I try to put my life out there and share things with you guys, and you know, and just enjoy life. I've been living in my van for 8 years now. Labor Day marks my 8th year of living in the van. Um, Back in 2016, you know, there was a lot of videos coming out of like the OG van lifers, you know, like Camperman Kevin, Caroline. Of course, there's um, uh, who else is out there? Igmatic Nomadics. He was like a big part of this. Into the Mystery 13. He's the one I actually started watching at first. I really liked his videos and him traveling around and doing the whole music thing. It was great watching him do his build series on his little Astrovan, and then Igmatic Nomadics with his Astrovan and all of his problems and driving around. I think he had a 4x4 one, which was great. Um, so back then, you know, I was living your everyday corporate life. You know, I had a nice apartment, nice everything. You know, living the American dream, I guess. Didn't own a house or anything, just renting, like a lot of people do. Um, you know, the 2010 crisis was, you know, kind of passing us by. Rent was kind of like all over the place. The place I was in, I'd been there for like 2 years prior. When my lease came to renew, they wanted to increase my rent by like $800 a month. It was already at $2,200 for like a 600 square foot apartment here in Orange County. I really didn't want to pay that and like moving. So, uh, you know, watching these videos, not really, you know, I thought they were cool and interesting, and you know, it wasn't really something I really wanted to do initially. Uh, and I don't know, something in me one day during the summer, I was about to renew that lease, and I had like 60 days to figure it out. and somehow wound up at the Dodge dealership. I had a Dodge Durango RT, fully loaded, nice car. It was like one of my dream cars to have. I love that car. Um, but one night I found myself at the Dodge dealership, and I traded it in for this van. You know, it was impulse for the, at least that's what I could say. It was just impulse. I did it. Like, the car was gone. There was no going back. I had the van. It was just a bare shell when I bought it, brand new. Somebody had customized the van. There were a few packages you could have. Um, and the biggest one was the upgraded alternator and convenience package, which added this rack you guys see above me up here, the storage rack, and then this storage rack up here. Um, they added fog lights in the grill and all the nice stuff, and the aluminum wheels and stuff like that. So I just pulled the trigger. I didn't even think about it, and I had 60 days to move out of my apartment and build something that was I could kind of live in. So, not knowing what to do, never done anything like this before, way out of character for me. Told my family. Some were supportive, some thought I was crazy. Um, you know, you get your mixed feelings. And that is what it is. You can't fix that stuff. Eventually they'll come around and support you. I mean, they love you. They're your family. So it is what it is. So, the first 30 days, I think my primary goal was just to build the bed. A bed that I could sleep in. It was comfortable. I didn't want to deal with, I know a lot of people were dealing with, like, foam mattresses they were going and buying on Amazon and cutting them up and putting them in. And I knew the Promaster, without super thick walls, you could put a queen size bed that goes side to side, and that sleeps east and west. You know, north south sleeping definitely not for me. 'Cause I park on a lot of streets, so being in the gutter all the time, you would be, rolling to one side. So I built the bed. It's actually still the same bed frame I built in 2016. It's just made out of 2x4s, like decking material and stuff like that. There wasn't a lot of stuff back then. They're just, you just can't, you couldn't go into a place and buy stuff and say, yeah, I'm building out this van. They look at you kind of weird and like, what the fuck, what are you doing? So you go to Home Depot, buy some lumber. I bolted it to the frame of the van, and 2x4s, some deck stuff that holds the 2x4s that go east and west, plywood, put the bed down, put some carpet to allow the moisture not to get on the wood. It's been 6 years. I don't live in a humid climate, obviously. Sometimes it gets humid here, but there's no mold or anything underneath the bed. The mattress, uh, I had a purple mattress in my apartment. I just moved that mattress out and put the purple mattress inside the van, and it's been here ever since. So the purple mattress is going on, I don't know, 9 years now. So it's a little, a year older than the van, but it's been great. So the primary goal of the van was the bed. Sleeping is definitely really important for you. I know people, you see a lot of videos of the bed and the foam. It just can't be that comfortable. I've slept on camping mattresses before, and they're horrible. 2-3 days max, and your back's killing you. So this was the big deal. Make the bed perfect, something that that would last a lifetime of the van, and that's it. So anyways, back to moving out. So I built the van. downsized, compartmentalized all my stuff. I had everything. The the apartment was full of stuff. Uh, every day, I put out these 5 44-gallon bins in my living room, and I made it a point every day just to put something in each bin. Like I had to separate it, and then donations, trash, unknown, going with me. I'm gonna take it in the van, and at 45 days, the apartment was empty. I had some furniture like couches and stuff like that I eventually donated, and the rest of the stuff I couldn't get rid of or sell. I hired one of the 1-800 junk guys. They came and picked everything else up from me, and that was it. Moved into the van, um, and here we are, 8 years later. Um, I did go my first year. I think was the really first year of uh, the RTR. Um, with Bob Wells. Um, I was, like I said, I was a pretty private person. I really didn't get out and other than going to concerts and stuff like that, people you would never see again in your life, go and hang out. So I made it a point to go to that first Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. I believe that was like, well, it was my first. It wasn't the first that they had, but it was in 2017 out in Arizona. It was great. Like I met up with a lot of people, walked around, saw different ideas. I really didn't have my van completely built out yet. I had bought a kitchen island that sat here at the desk, uh, and I had some other bins and stuff stacked up that I was living in for a while. I guess I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and this is really new. A lot of people were doing their own thing, taking home furnishings and stuff like that, and trying to convert everything. So when I first went there, it was great. Got a lot of ideas. Um, uh, it was a good learning experience. It was great, and I went back for 2 or 3 years after. Then the RTR got too big, and they had to separate it. It wasn't really the community it was before, where you could all like camp together. The BLM kind of like broke all that up, where we couldn't like stay. It was kind of sad because it was really cool to get everyone together. So it kind of forced everyone into like these tribes, if you want to call them tribes, and they all kind of hung out every once in a while. But if you weren't part of the tribe, you were kind of like, you know, it wasn't like it was initially when the first 3 or 4 times that I went. Also during that time, Jamie from Igmatics Nomadics started the Van Bell parties out in Arizona. Those were great. By trade, I was a mechanic for 20 years. I'm currently working in IT. I do have a full-time corporate job still, um, that I love, and that's the only reason why I haven't gone, full-time traveler yet. I do love my job. I love what I do. Been there for it'll be 11 years in like 30 days. So, where do we go? So here we are post the sea thing. We're coming out of that. It kind of reminded me of 2010, but at least then they didn't close everything down. So here we are. During that period of time, a lot of the campgrounds were closed. You couldn't. You're being chased out of a bunch of places. Um, but to be honest, being a van lifer during that time, without the inconveniences of like gyms and stuff and not being able to shower all the time, I think that time was great for me and really, you know, really forced me to like really, really live in the van a lot. Instead of just like going to work, sleep pretty much just sleeping in the van on the side of the road. So it was nice to get out and travel. We worked 100% remote during those times, and you know, so it was great. It, I hate to say that, but it was like probably one of the best times of my life living in the van during that time. It was fun traveling around. I really got the itch. I want to retire here probably within the next 5 years tops. 100% retire. That way, I really don't have to work. I could do some consulting jobs on the road if I needed to, or you know, maybe this YouTube channel will take off and I won't have to work at all, and maybe I can retire earlier. You never know. So back to the whole story of why I started this channel. So I really like the community. When it first started out, everybody was helping everybody. They weren't segregated into like these tribes or doing anything like that. So I'd really like to like bring that back, whether it be in person or virtually. We can all hang out and Discord or Zoom call or whatever. If you need help and you're remote, hit me up. We can get on a Zoom call and we can figure stuff out. Uh, so I started the channel just to kind of try to bring back some of that community, um, and just bring everyone together as a whole and not be segregated like everyone is into like these little groups. There's a lot of that here at the beach. I know there's some of that down in San Diego too. There's like there's like groups of people. Um, I don't know how difficult it is to like meet up with like a bigger group out here in California. I don't know how the park rangers would handle that, or I'm sure you could do it if everyone just like showed up. I mean, a lot of these places you have to pay to park, so I don't see why they would have a problem with it. I mean, thousands of people here every day, so who knows. So in the short term, the channel is going to be just about DIY stuff. Hey, Starlink came out with their new system over here, as you can see it against the wall there. I haven't really seen any videos about people, putting the DC power to it and walking through people what it needs, how to connect it. You spend a lot of money in the dish, and I know people are very fearful about plugging stuff in and like ruining it. I'm assuming that's why there hasn't been any YouTube videos. Maybe some type of liability or whatever like that. But hey, I'm not doing the work. If you're going to do the work, I can show you what the parts you need and how to hook it up. Uh, you do it at your own risk, I guess. But that's with anything DIY. You do it at your own risk, and but it's helping the community. Definitely want to help the community any way I can, um, and just kind of like bring that back. You know, I do have a Discord set up, and we'll get to all the stuff later. I just wanted to really put this video up today and just get it started. Because the biggest thing is just to get it started, and if we don't start, it's never going to happen. I've been kind of prepping this for the past 3 weeks. Like I said, I do stuff really spontaneously. For me, this whole thing came like out of the blue. Starting the YouTube channel, it was never really something I really had any idea I wanted to do. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a pretty private person. I'm not introverted, but I am private. I really didn't like put my stuff out there and sharing my life. Of course, I know this video is running long, but hey, I wanted to, before we cut this for today, I wanted just to kind of go over some stuff that the van's built out right now. Like I said, the van's gone through some transitions over time. This iteration of the van, where with the toolboxes and stuff like that, has been my longest build that I haven't torn down yet. I think it works out the best for me. I do have land out in Arizona that I do go out and hang out, so the terrain to get out there is kind of rough. Uh, having wood cabinets and stuff like that, they just took beatings. They'd break, hinges break, the washboard roads. I got tired of fixing cabinets. I'm not a cabinet maker. Uh, I just got tired of fixing stuff like that. So I tore out the entire build I had in here and put toolboxes in. And they haven't fallen apart yet, and they've been great. Uh, the desk was a product of, 2020 with everything going on. I really cemented the desk in and, put shelves in there, put the monitors, speakers, and like completely set it up so I can work remotely. Starlink was just coming online during that period. It was kind of spotty, so you really had to have a secondary internet at the time. Verizon MiFi was like the thing back then. It's great. I no longer have a MiFi, no longer need it. The Starlink now with the Gen 4 the Gen 4 Starlink dish, the speeds and the latency have been great. So I'm able to work anywhere. Uh, I come down here on Fridays because I can work from home, and work from home is wherever the Wi-Fi is at, And so, anyways, let's get to some of the list of stuff I have in the van on the website at vanculture.com. There's a link. I'll put some pictures up here so you can take a look. There's a link that says my build. It has everything listed out. But currently, the bigger products I have right now is the roof rack, the Orion Stealth Plus roof rack for 159 wheelbase Promaster. I have 750 watts of solar on the roof, 400 amp hours of battery, full Victron electronics, the Lynx distributor, the Orion Smart charger for the 12 volt 30 amp, the battery monitor, and the solar charge controller. And I have a 124 volt, one of the Blue Smart battery chargers where I can plug in someplace. I don't know if I want to post a video about how I can plug into car chargers, but you can pull up to a Tesla charger and plug in and charge up your batteries. But I don't know if I'll post that video. I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't want them to block it. It's been a lifesaver during the winter months when it's raining for 2 weeks straight. You got to plug in somewhere to charge your batteries up, even with 750 watts of solar. If it's raining for 5 or 6 days, the batteries are going to be tapped out at 30%. There's things that runs constantly, like I said, the Starlink and the refrigerator and lights and stuff like that. So you got to plug in somewhere to get some power. But we'll see if I'll post that video or not. Like I said, I don't want to get that banned or have them block that stuff, or if you want to know and you're interested, put it in the comments, and we'll see. Maybe we can message back and forth and figure something out, and I can kind of show you how that works out. But and I have a 3,000 watt. It's an Ames pure sine wave inverter. I didn't go with the Victron because I've had 2 other inverters that had built-in charge controllers. There was just a lot of extra wiring that not wiring, but it's just not something I wanted to build. I didn't want to have everything built in together. That way I didn't have to spend, $1,200, $1,300 on an inverter if the charging portion went out. I think it's better to have them separate. I know it's more convenient to have them together, but when they burn out, and they will burn out, nothing's going to last forever, then you're spending another $1,200 to replace one of the components. Whereas you can get a great 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter from a number of manufacturers for like $500. And the battery charger itself, the Victron battery charger, was like $100, $150. So even then, you're still far below. I wasn't looking to have shore power. Everything I have in the van is 12 volt for the most part. I do use the 120 to power like my laptop and stuff like that, and I do have an induction cooktop and electric kettle sometimes I use. Um, but again, that was you know, part of the old build and stuff like that. I just didn't really remove everything. I do have an EcoFlow Delta 2 that I use during the winter. I can take it into work and charge it up, and plug it into my laptop at night if I need to. That way, I'm not tapping out my house batteries all the time. I have a EcoFlow Wave 2 air conditioner and heater. I've never used it for the heater. Uh, I haven't used it that much this year. I did buy it when they have their once in a lifetime sale thing. So it was a good deal. I did get the battery. We can do a little review on it if you guys are interested in my recommendations. If you did want to buy it, it does work well. Don't fool yourself. If it's 110 degrees outside, there's no air conditioning that's going to get your place down below 80 degrees. So, you know, don't let these people try to sell you stuff. This is not going to work. I have a Dominic fridge. I have a secondary fridge in the back that I use to put drinks in. I'm probably going to just get rid of. So if you're in need of a fridge, let me know. And local and pick it up, maybe I'll just give it to you. It's a Bouge RV 48 quart. That's a 45-liter fridge freezer, separate compartments. Um, like I said, it's just been relegated to drinks now, so it's kind of just taking space for something, I really don't need. It's just more out of just having it convenience. Again, I had the 3 toolboxes. The inductive cooktop, uh, the fans. I know a lot of van lifers have the fans up there, the Sirocco fans. They're great. I have 2 of them, one over the bed, one over the computer desk. They're great. And I think that's it. I have posted a bunch of pictures on my website, on the vanculture.com website, that has pictures of the batteries, the build out, the fridge, the roof, the Starlink on the roof, the bed, everything's there. I do have an awning. It is it's a Dragonfly tarp that goes out the back of the van. Because most of the places I camp out, the side door is great. I don't like having it open all the time. Uh, it lets a lot of dust inside the van, especially when you're in the desert. Having the back doors are open are a lot better, I think, personally. Uh, and plus, when you're parked at a place like this where I'm at now, uh, you can't put the awning out because you didn't pay for the parking spot next to you. So they'll come by and ticket you if you're taking up a second spot and you only paid for one. So that's another thing. And I can't put the awning up here because there's no dirt or anything to put it into. I guess I could get sandbags if I wanted to, but whatever. Sorry, talking a little fast. Habit. But if you're interested in the build, looking at the pictures and stuff like that, everything's in the website. Uh, I don't know about a post schedule yet. Like I said, I'm still trying to work this into my full-time work schedule. I do work long hours, 12 to 14 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Friday's a little bit easier because I can come down to the beach here and work, but I still work a lot of hours on Friday, even at the beach. But it's nice to be down here and hang out, be with the community and stuff like that, and play your music and work and just enjoy being outside and seeing cooped up in an office all day long. So I don't know. Here's the coffee mugs. Uh, I did put the stickers on a water bottle. I don't know if you guys are interested in this stuff. These are all handmade. I put these up. I do have other stickers that I'll post on the website in a couple days once I get all the stock in. Um, Maybe I'll sell them. I really just want to give them away. I'm not really interested in making a lot of money on the merch. I mean, if I do sell mugs or stuff like that, obviously I have to make some profit and cover the costs of the materials and stuff like that and the time to make everything. But like I said, I'm not looking to get rich off the merch. I might do some shirts later on and stuff like that. But let's call this now. We might come back and make some breakfast. I think we're going to barbecue later. So I might put that in this video too. We'll see. All right, everyone. Have an awesome Labor Day. Hope you're with your family barbecuing and enjoying the day. It's, I think next weekend's the official end of summer. I could be wrong. Quote me. But it feels like the end of summer here. The beach is really slow today. It's usually pretty packed by this time. There's still open fire pits here, which is unusual. So I think it's going to be a pretty much dead day around here. But I might be back with breakfast and probably definitely add lunch here. My buddy in the other van here, I bought some steaks. He agreed that he would grill them. I don't have a grill. I usually cook on the stove. So he's going to grill some steaks later, and I might shoot a little video. We'll see. Peace out, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your holiday, and I'll talk to you soon. Again, cooking just some breakfast tacos here. Shredded some cheese, some corn tortillas, there's a grater, a little bit of bacon, eggs, you know, simple breakfast. It's great.